Shot, clock, running. Shot, clock, running. Welcome to Shot Clock. If you come in my lane, you getting your shot blocked. Coach BuB on the mic, yeah, it's a hot spot. This is the podcast, tune into the broadcast. It might be a special guest, never know who gon' slide past. Got some topics to discuss while making the time pass. Let's talk about rap, let's talk about fashion, let's talk about sports, or what's the latest gadgets, and I ain't trying to brag. This right here the best show. Cross over, then lay 'em up with the left though. Let's go. You got the rock. Time ticking.
Yo, it's your boy Coach BuB. We on another episode of Shot Clock Podcast, and I got a very special guest tonight. My dog, the 4-star recruit, the former Florida State Seminole, Hampton University Pirate, Jets, my dog, DMC Damon McDaniel.
That's good, big dog.
Oh man,
That's good, man.
Before we start, hey Dame, you made me chase you around the city for this interview. All right. Nah, I'm messing, man. Nah, I'm glad that I know we all got different things going on, but we finally was able to get here, man. So let's go ahead and get this started, man. So
long time, bro.
All right, we got a long way to go. So after your sophomore year, right, playing JV at Salem, what sparked you saying, you know what, man, I gotta make a move? What sparked that?
That my first year, cause shoot, when I was in 9th grade, bro, I was a quote unquote, I thought I was a basketball player. You know, I used to play. I played with Tone. You know, we came up. I was like, bro, I'm playing basketball. I don't even play football. You know what I mean? So Andre Nixon was one of the coaches there. He ended up, he was so on me, bro. Like every time I would see him, like, bro, you need to come out. You need to come out. I just like, just kind of brushing them off or whatever. So I finally come out during the year.
Okay.
I missed all summer and all of that stuff like that. And then I ended up coming out there, bro. They gave me number 99. I had a Rudy, bro. Out there, like, I felt, I didn't even care at that point. You know what I mean? I just wanted to be back out there. But by the time, the season started, like a couple weeks later, I had I had my 83, number 83, and then I had, like my regular visor and all that stuff like that. So, I worked my way through that stuff like that. But 9th grade, I was JV'd it up, just watching the older guys getting right. I ended up, we had Coach BuB was still there. And then my 10th grade year, I get moved up after JV to varsity. So at the end of the year, at the end of the year, JV, you get moved up to varsity. So they put me at running back. And I had caught like a little pass out the backfield, and I had like a little spin move. You could hear the crowd going like, "Oh!" So that was like my first varsity, like real varsity time. You know what I mean? So, but I think it was more so like Beatty. You know what I mean? So he used to come to the games. I'm like, why he come to these JV games? Like it's a JV game. Why he over here? But I think he saw a little potential in me, and I could see it. Like him being there was a big deal for me.
And not to cut you off, I'm sure the fact he had coached your brother and he knew how good your brother was, that's got to play a part, because you got to know that there's some type of that same talent somewhere. That pedigree is there.
100%.
And when, especially like you say, you was doing stuff like that, so they seen it.
Yeah.
So okay,
they saw it. So, but like him being there, him seeing, knowing my brother, and just him being there, I was like, all right, man, I got to step my game up against him. And I want to say AJ was guarding me like that whole day. I would say AJ. Was it Phillips? Not AJ Phillips. What's AJ basketball? AJ that used to play at Lansdown.
Oh, Hendricks.
That's
my guy. Rich nephew.
Rich, yeah. So he was guarding me.
My guy.
And bro, I was giving him the business that game. I'm sorry, but the whole game I was getting him, bro. But he was a good competitor, dog. He was very
for sure. Yeah, he was a dog.
Yeah. So I respected that now. But I just had to get him because Beatty was there. You know what I mean? So I knew I deserved to be up there in varsity, but it's almost like I had to wait my turn. I wasn't the biggest guy. I wasn't like 6'3".
I got
200 pounds. You know what I mean? So I just waited my turn, G. But that spark was just knowing that I can get there and play with these guys.
Okay, so you transfer, and Lansdowne had already had some success the year before. You're as going to the States and losing.
Yeah.
All right. So now that's coming, and you make that decision, and then it was like, it was like you fit right in. I mean, we all knew you anyways. Like it wasn't like it was a new guy that we didn't know coming off the street. I mean, you fit right into the locker room. But what was that transition like coming from Salem and then seeing how things were?
Yeah.
At Lansdowne.
Yeah. So I mean,
you know,
it was crazy, but it was cool because I knew a lot of y'all guys. Like I grew up with P. I played with P when we was since like I was like 10. And I played against him when I was probably like 8. You know what I mean? So we finally started playing together. And I saw him. You know, you do like the. We were doing like the 7-on-7s, and then you do like we had like a little field day where they do like the height and stuff, and you know you jump in and doing all your measurements. And he was there. And he was like, you know, we just started talking because we always been cool, always had a mutual respect for each other. We ran track when we was little. And I was like, hey, man, we just talking, blah, blah, blah. He was like, you know, you might want to come join us. He was like, he basically was like saying, like, if you can't beat us, join us.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
gotcha.
But, because I never really thought about going over there. Like, I really never thought about going to the school because, you know, it just never really hit me like that. I just felt like I was going to be, you know, good at Salem.
And dudes won't transfer like that.
It won't
unless your name was Jeremy Gilchrist.
Oh, man. But yeah, so Jeremy was there. Jeremy was at Salem when I was there. And then, you know, came from Tallwood. And I'm like, boy, this boy he get a new house every year. But, you know. But nah, man, that's my dude, man. He was doing his thing. But yeah. So just talking to him and just, you know, once I figured it out, I started thinking about it after that. Like I started kind of like, all right, who they got over there? You know, what's going on? What can I do over there? Can I play basketball over there? Because, you know, I was like a, you know, three sport athlete. You know what I mean? So I wanted to do those other things too. And then I just talked, you know, I saw Beatty one day, you know, at a basketball game. And, you know, he separated himself from everybody. He's sitting up in the bleachers, the top of the bleachers.
By himself.
Yeah, so he kind of just hit me with the type deal. So I go up there, I'm sitting with him, talking to him, man, and he was like, hey, man, you know where you need to be. And it was just like, from there, it was like, you kind of got to figure it out after that, you know what I mean? It wasn't like, oh, like, you're going to live with this person.
No, the rest is on you.
Yeah, the rest is on you. It's like, if you want to be here, like, you know where you need to be type deal, so.
And that you did. All right, so let's talk about that beginning success. I mean, because, you fit in and then you just, it's crazy. I mean, we're talking about 70, 80 catches, 1,200-1,300 yards. I mean, it was, you put up numbers.
Yeah.
What was that like? Coming from being a guy, that, like you said, I didn't even want to play football. I thought I was a basketball guy. And then you just seen how, like, wow, like that. It's like really overnight.
Yeah.
Even though we know the process was a process.
Yeah.
But to the naked eye, it looks like overnight.
Yeah.
Where'd he come from?
I mean, I think it's a combination of things. It's a combination of kind of like who you are and, you know, your confidence, and then it's like your coaching staff at the same time. Like him being able to put me in the right spots, the right positions, like that is key because a lot of coaches don't understand that. They're like, hey, we're going to run what we run. It's going to work. This dude is like, all right, he understands where certain people need to be. You know what I mean? Who, you know, if he runs great, better. If he runs good deep routes, if he runs shallow crosses well, if he, you know, get with the ball in his hands quick, like he understands people. You know what I mean? Okay. So that helped me a lot. You know what I mean? But it was like my confidence too. Like I knew I could play with these dudes. You know what I mean? But I always had like a chip on my shoulder because I always been the smaller kid. You know what I mean? I always been short, you know, kind of like undersized kid. You know, I didn't really get to my you know, like my real weight and, you know, like adult size till I was probably like my 11th grade year. And I started when I was like 195. And before then I was like $150, you know, soaking wet. I kind of grew like from 8th grade to 9th grade. Man, that summer I grew like crazy. Like I had this, it's called like Osgood-Schlatter's disease. It's like a growing disease in your knees. And I remember like before them games, I used to have to ice my knees. Before every practice, every game, I used to ice my knees. And once that thing wore off, bro, I couldn't do nothing. Like you really can't
catch your knees.
Yes, bro, it was bad. But it was just all growing pains. You know what I mean? It just took time to get over it, type deal. But
boy, did you grow? All right, so it's funny, right? I remember because we had started talking. We're gonna get into that later. We had started talking about that time when he was talking about the top 5 receivers, and somebody had kind of like left you off the list. So I say that because we go to the Oscar Smith game. And this is when I knew, I'm like, of course, during the year I'm playing on I see it, but I knew it was different when that 2-point conversion. Yeah. We had just scored. I think that we were down. I can't remember. I think the 2-point conversion put us in the lead though. So we had to be down 1 or 2, yeah, because the 2-point. And I'm just remember like, yo, we needed this. And Coach drew up. He called a fade. It's like, yo, about to run a fade? Like, we on the 2. It's like some Russell, like, it makes you know what I'm saying? Like, you think about the Russell Wilson, Marshawn Lynch thing. Like, yeah, we got Devion back here. We can run a Utah to P. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, because, you know, you kind of want to say, hey, if I'm going to go down, I want to let P run it. And if P get tackled and don't get in, I can live with that, right? Yeah. So we like, all right, he calls a fade. And Black puts that joint out there, and I just remember you jumping over the defender, catching it with one arm, looking at him, and the funniest joint, and I posted the video before around, when you just see you just look at you, and you just staring at the whole team, like the whole run to the sideline, and I was just like, yeah, he arrived. He arrived, like, let's speak to that.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, like just our coaches having the confidence in me, and you know, to drop a play for me like that, he felt like I guess I was in that same caliber of player as those guys. You know, like you said, he could have easily gave the ball to D. D is a walking 5 yards, like easy, any pop. You know, he can get 5 yards a pop. P either way, you know what I mean. But he felt like we had a matchup. The dude that was guarding me had like on number 80 or something like that. Like that was that's disrespectful in itself. You know what I mean? Like you take that as disrespect.
Yeah, guard me with number 80.
With number 80, like bro, you can't, bro. Come on, nobody should be shutting you down with number 80.
Nah, dog, you gotta reevaluate life.
And our coaches be knowing that. Like our coaches be seeing that too. And it's like, all right, just go up there and get it. Like Black is such an underrated quarterback.
Yeah,
dog.
man.
Like an underrated, undersized quarterback, dog. But like you said, like I respect people like that because I'm undersized too. You know what I mean? So I feel like we got to go a little bit harder. We got to grind more. To me, you know what I mean? Because all these scouts want the big. They want the 6'3", 6'4", 220. Down. Like we just not blessed like that. You know what I mean? So we got to get it other ways, and I think that just makes me a lot feistier. You know what I mean? It just make me want to. Like I got a chip on my shoulder all the time. You know what I mean? Like, and then like your boy Tommy Lawrence was talking the whole game. You know what I mean? Like, he kind of, I think he's sort of related to P or some way or whatever. Okay. But they was talking, they was doing that like at the Norfolk State camp when we was doing 7-on-7 against them and all that. So it stemmed from all of that. Like it was a build up, definitely a build up. But it was great competition.
Many still say it's the greatest game in Eastern Region history.
I believe it.
I would say that 40-39. I mean. Sure. It was 15,000 in there, another 10 outside, can't get in.
Hickory, bro, in the cold, like that thing, it's hard to sell out that place, bro. And in the cold too, so. Okay. Man, that was a good one.
So, with the success, and of course, you go on and you win a state championship, right? So, with this success, like we always say, team success and a lot of individual success, now these college recruiters are starting to come, right? What is that like? Like how do you handle that? Like let's be real. Like dudes was like rock stars. Yeah. When we were in high school. Yeah. So how do you manage all of this? Stay level headed. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Man, so what kind of tripped me out is when I first got to Lansdowne and I was seeing P like all his offers. And he was showing me like the FSU offers. And I was like, bro, if I got an FSU offer, I'm gone. Like I'm getting that. Yeah. And this dude, like he just looking at them James like, yeah. You know what I mean? Like it's just like a normal day to him. You know what I mean? But to me, I was like, damn, bro, like you really know what you got? And what really bugged me out was we was in the office one time and then it was in Nebraska. Like Nebraska was on him hard. And they was like, bro, I'm not going to Nebraska. I'm never going to Nebraska. I don't know why they keep recruiting me, blah, blah, blah. And Coach Beatty was like, well, just call them and just, kind of call them and tell them that, they can stop recruiting you. And at this time, I don't got no offers. I'm like, bro, you telling people that not recruiting no more. Like, you don't need no like from them. Like, bro, that blew my mind, dog. But like, he was a different talent.
Yeah, dudes is like that, though. Cause I remember the one time Coach Beatty told Devion, yo, NC State is about to come up here. Like, make sure, dude left school. It's like, I was like, yo, like, dog, I will beg and I'm committed. Like you said, like I'm today.
Yeah.
Like, so it was just, it's amazing.
It's
like,
amazing. So, but I remember they called me down, man. I was starting to get some interest and stuff like that. You know, Betty was good with the video stuff and just getting sending videos.
Do you remember your first offer?
I do.
Who was your first offer?
NC State.
NC State was
Manny
your first
Diaz.
Okay.
He was the
recruiting coordinator. Because Chip was there. Chuck Amato was the coach when you
that was the same year, same time Russell Wilson was coming out.
Okay, yeah.
So I could have played with them. But NC State, Manny Diaz, he used to be the head coach at the U. I think he's like an offensive coordinator somewhere now, but he's been there forever, coaching forever, man. That day, dog, when he called me down, you know, you get called back to the office, you just thinking whatever, blah, blah, blah. You know, you think another coach coming to talk to you.
Yeah, we all get get called out. And
this was early, this was early, 11th grade. Like you said, I was playing JV before then.
Mm-hmm.
The next year, I'm getting the offer from NC State. You know, this ain't like, this ain't like no Fayetteville State or something like that.
This is
a real deal. Like, I'm like, oh, so this is starting to get real now for me. Like, I'm like, you think about that stuff. Like, I used to be before then, like the 11th grade. You know, when you in study hall or whatever before you go to lunch, I'm on the U website, like writing the coaches. I'm looking up their stat. I'm looking up all of them, like who they married to. How many like the whole bio and pro. I'm looking at that stuff and I'm writing in a little comment like, hey man, if y'all ever come to last time, man, y'all should be recruiting me. Y'all should do this, da da da. Like I'm sending that every single day, and then like now this stuff is coming to fruition. And it's like I told myself, I was like, bro, I used to like Ohio State, Jim Tressler. So when I see him on TV, the way he used to be all fitted up and buttered up, I was like, bro, I will play for this dude. Now this dude is coming to my house. Like this dude is really at my house playing ping pong. You know, at my my wife's house at the time. You know, we was playing ping pong. They whole staff coming over, and I'm like, man, like this stuff is really coming to fruition. Like you really just talking and speaking into life, and it's really starting to come to fruition. You know, we put the time in. You know, we really put some work in. Like we had some dogs, especially that 11th grade year. My 11th grade, when y'all was there, we had some dogs. So like practice was different. Like practice was the hardest part because we the best. Like we was the best.
I tell people all the time. That's where I saw the most competition in practice.
And practice. And so like that, like my 12th grade year, like it was hard because we didn't have that, bro. Like we did not have that.
I'm glad you went there, right? Because you know I'm hearing stories. I'm coming back. I'm hearing stories. I'm hearing about DMC left school, didn't go to practice. Percy showing up with cheeseburgers in his goddamn pants.
In his pocket, bro.
They said he ate a double stack in the middle of practice. So I'm just like, yo, what are these dudes doing? Yo, I'm not. And then they're telling me they like Dame. I'm like, nah, not Dame, because Dame was like, he was humble. He was the. I'm like, nah, not Dame, dog. They said, yeah, Dame Hollywood. They said Dame done went Hollywood.
No, for real, bro. Like it really hit you like that. Like, man, I gotta go to practice again. But it's like, because it wasn't as competitive, it was kind of like boring.
I got you.
You know what I mean? It was like we knew what was going to happen. We knew the flow of the practice. We knew what we was doing. It's our second year in the system. Like we understand the offense. It's not, even though he got a script. Man, he got like a 40-play script. Man, we getting out of that script in like 5 plays because we scoring every time.
Also, y'all didn't have the same hunger because your junior year we had came off of losing the state championship.
Yeah. So
that was that drive.
Yeah, that 11th grade.
And then we win it. And in your senior year, it's like, we them guys. Yeah. At that point, you and Percy had got offered by every school in America. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it's different.
Yeah.
Like you got to find, that's the type, like you see sometimes you see people put bulletin board material on the wall, like, because you got to find that motivation.
Yeah, you do. You really do. And it was hard for us because it's like, it wasn't a day-to-day, like, and then like me and Pete always played on the same side of the ball. You know what I mean? So it wasn't like he was on offense, I was on defense, and we going at it. Like we were probably like the most competitive people on the team, but just playing with second string, man, we mushing like, bro, it got bad. You know what I mean? So it's like we didn't get that same. Yeah, we didn't have that same hunger, G. Like we didn't have that same hunger. Like, but come game day, we was
for sure
ready for that. But like you said, it's hard to kind of keep your guys involved like that. You know what I mean? So
okay. So, as we move into that year, you having another one of those years. Let's talk about tonight. I think what changed the whole rest of the year. You guys play Oscar Smith, and you get hurt. Yeah. Y'all won. Y'all end up winning. Y'all squeaked it out.
Yeah.
But let's talk about the turf toe.
Whew. Boy, that was a tough one for me because it was cold as I don't know what, right? It was cold. It was at Norfolk State.
We always bad.
So everybody was bad.
So y'all got to represent.
Yes,
can't lose to these dudes, man.
Yes.
We cannot lose this month.
No, no, it wasn't gonna happen because like you said, every year we used to get into it with them at 707, dog. Like they've been a great program too.
No, that was a rivalry.
Yeah, it was a great rivalry.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it was a great program. Respect to all them coaches and all that stuff like that.
But is it? Hold on, I gotta talk a little shit. Is it really a rivalry? It's only a rivalry if the other team wins.
Yeah, Nah, like Betty had that.
Like
card.
we beat them 3 years in a row.
Yeah, Betty had this card, man.
So it ain't a rivalry.
Yeah, Betty had
it's
this
just
card.
They little bros, and we kicked that ass, and then we left, and Beatty left, and then y'all had y'all run.
Yeah,
you guys should thank Chris. You should Oscar Smith should send Chris Beatty a postcard every year. Yeah, for sure. All right, but go ahead.
But so that game, bro, I was playing corner, and man, I was hyped that game. Like, you at a HBCU, you know what I mean? You playing at a college now. This ain't no high school, field or whatever the case may be. You playing at Norfolk State. It's flooded because at Norfolk State, we almost packed Norfolk State.
It was.
You know what I mean? Like,
loaded. I remember I got some things out there.
So we packed it out. We packed it out, bro. And then I'm going crazy on defense. I probably first quarter I probably got like 4 tackles.
Dog, that was the funniest thing in the world, dog.
Bro.
I mean, when I came back and see you play defense. It's like, he don't even look right out there. But he balling, but it's just like, dang, playing defense.
Yes.
Because your ass was a specialist.
I was just strictly receiver. Like, we was so stacked. It was like, all right. You know what I mean? I hadn't played defense before then since I was probably like 10, 12. You know what I mean? I was always going to be a receiver. You know what I mean? But I locked in on it. I was with Coach A. Coach A got me right. Like, Coach A is a great
Tom Anderson, the GOAT, man.
Great DB coach. So he got me right, man. And I bought into it. And then, but they was trying to run that our throats. So, man, I was.
Pause.
Hey, yeah, big pause. Big pause. They was running the ball a lot. Big pause.
Hey, boy.
Big pause. But yeah, they was running the ball a lot, right? So I was coming up. I was taking on blocks, wrapping up the running back. Man, I was on their sideline. You know how it go. Like, we talking, da. So one play, I remember this play because I watched the tape and I was like, man, how did it happen when I got my turf toe? So I wrap them up, boom, we driving the pile. It's a whole pile. We all driving it. Next thing you know, somebody gets slammed onto my foot while I'm driving. So my foot is already in the ground, you know what I mean? And somebody just landed a lineman, bam, 2 linemen, because somebody got pancake on top of my foot. And I go back to the tape, Brandon Monroe, I think he was either pancake somebody or something right on my foot. So I'm like, man, my jacket, like, get up, like, that hurt. But it's cold, like, you don't really feel it like too much. And then one of their, I broke for like 20-something yards, and I end up, kind of hitting the dude out of bounds. And then I was like, bro, something's wrong with my stuff. Like, something really wrong with my stuff. I really couldn't, like, the adrenaline had worn off then. So we go into the locker room, man, and I took my shoe off, Cuddy. We had Cuddy. We had Cuddy. So I was talking to Cuddy, like, man, this can't be real, dog. Like, he was like, man, I couldn't even put my shoe back on. Like, that's how bad that stuff was. Like, I took it off. It was cold as I don't know what. And I was like, bro, I can't put it back on. We trying to walk around, couldn't do nothing with it. And he was like, man, yeah, you done. He was like, I was like, bro, this is my 12th grade year, G. Like, I'm about to be done. Like, we still.
The Eastern Region Championship.
Yeah, we try to make history. We try to get the first Beach team to go back to back. Like,
yeah.
Man, we was like this close. And I was like, bro, once he told me I was done, I was balling. You start thinking about everything else. You know what I mean? Like, you're still in high school mode. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
You feel like you kind of let people down. You let the team down. You know what I mean? So I go straight to P. I was like, look, bro, I can't go out like this. Like, this is our 12th grade year. We trying to win championships. Like, that's all we ever talked about, trying to win championships. I was like, bro, you need to put it on your back, bro. Like, you need to take this team. Like, it's on you now. Like, I can't go out like this. And, bro.
I remember he put on a show.
And, boy.
Yeah, he put on a show.
They drew up. They had him at running back. They had him at quarterback. Bro was like, and he took off, bro. Because he knew how bad we wanted that, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we wanted to make history like that. And he took off after that, bro. And I was just sitting on the sideline, bro, with ice. And it was like 20 degrees outside with ice on my foot the whole time. You know what I mean? So, yeah, that was tough.
And then, and then even just moving on and getting to the state championship, like, the toe was just never, you know, I remember because you even suited up, you played.
Mm-hmm.
But you could just see, I was like, yo, Damon ain't got no get off.
Yeah, I ain't had
like, he had no burst. You couldn't get in and out of your routes.
Yeah.
And they knew that. Like, they seen it, and they doubled P.
Yeah.
I seen it. They had the boy that went to what's the running back that hit you off about 250?
Oh, that's even. I'm talking about even. Yeah, that's Keith Payne.
Payne.
That's the championship game.
Yeah, the championship.
But even before that, we played.
You played C.D. Hilton.
C.D. Hilton up in Hilton.
Yeah.
So I knew then, like, even before like that practice in that whole week, like, we had I want to say my pops used to come to the practice, you know, because we was trying so much stuff with like different cleats. I tried to put like a little insole in there so it wouldn't bend as much. I remember Curtis Johnson. He was the receiver coach at the U. He was there. He would walk around, practice with me. We was talking because I couldn't practice. I couldn't do anything. But I was trying to get out there. I was trying to do everything I could with Cuddy and Miss Yuko. I was trying to do everything.
Yo, that was a little flex too.
Yeah.
She just tried to slide that. Come on, he said I was walking around with Curtis Johnson, the coach from the Miami. Like, what?
But nah, but they used to come, like, you know what I mean? I was just trying to
sit and watch practice.
Yeah, just walking around, you know, trying to loosen my stuff or trying to figure out what we can do for this. You know what I mean? Because I wanted to get back out there. You know what I mean? Like, I'd never been the person to be hurt and out of the, you know, getting hurt. I never had no broken bones, you know.
Yeah.
None of that. So when I had this drink happen, turf toe, and I was like, man, what's going on, bro? But yeah, so we go up to Hilton, and I think I'm trying to be all right. Like, we coming out, I'm like, all right, I'm good. You know, I'm gonna run, go through warm-ups, see how it is. So I go through warm-ups. We running right past, you know, our sideline when we come out. And bro, everybody chanting, they're like, yeah, they ain't playing, da, 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 da. And I'm going, it took everything out of me to not just stop and walk because my drink was hurting so bad, dog. Like, bro, my drink was hurting bad.
Nah, everybody that's ever had it, everybody be like, yo, turf toe is real.
Yes. So, like, even before the game, Beatty he was talking to me like, look, man, he was like, I know you hurting, blah, 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 but we still need you out there. Even if we got you as a decoy. Yeah. He was like, you at 50% is better than a lot of people's 100%. And I was like, well, I respect that. You know, I respect that. I was going to be out there anyway. You know
I got you.
But I end up scoring that game. That's the crazy part. I end up scoring. I limped my way into that jank. I went like a little shallow cross, end up limping in that jank. But P, man, like you said, he know. Yeah,
he went off.
Man, he went
That's
off.
the game.
They
tried him.
Yes.
Because they should have beat y'all.
Boy.
They drive it. They drive down.
Yes.
I was at the game because one of my teammates from college, his brother played my running back in college, Elihu. Mm-hmm. His brother played. So we went to the game. Uh-huh. So we at the game. I'm like, all right. I'm talking. You know, I'm talking big jump to him, and he talking jump. They driving. I'm like, yo, they about to lose. Like, they drove all the way to the 5.
Yes.
And decide the last play of the game
to go to pick.
To throw. Okay, cool. Why would you throw it on 11 side?
Yes. Which was the short side of the field.
They had
BJ.
Hey, and I was about to say, that's my
BJ,
dog. Hey, good
1-on-1.
But Barrett Bledsoe's over there.
Yes.
You throw the ball to Percy Harvin.
But X was over top, like shading P. I'm like, bro, like why don't he just shade over to BJ just in case?
Yeah.
And bro, but they threw it opposite way.
And he picked it and went 95 yards.
To the crib.
And I said, yo.
Bro, we ain't never screamed so loud in our life,
different.
Bro. Because we really was like, oh,
y'all should have lost.
Like, bro, we was like, damn, bro. But no, bro, like, it was our time then. You know what I mean? Like, we squeaked through that one. But that
squeaked through the next one.
Yeah, we couldn't, bro. But like everything lined up so good. It was like we were supposed to go all the way to Richmond. Something happened with that. We ended up playing like in our backyard.
Y'all played at HU?
Yeah, no, we played at Darling Stadium.
Okay, yeah, I know it was in Hampton. Yeah, y'all played in
Darling
Hampton.
Stadium.
Okay.
So we played there, but bro, like turf toe still there. I mean, I really, you really can't do nothing about it. It just take time to heal. You know what I mean? So I'm still going through that. And then, boy, I'm talking. Their quarterback was about 6 foot 225. They fullback probably 5'8", 250. Keith Payne was like 6'2", 250.
Yeah, he was a monster,
bro. All they did was run the ball, ran the ball. They had Darryl Green's son was playing corner receiver. They had a nice little game plan on us, but we won't full tilt like we normally be. You know what I mean? But even so, like we was only down 7 zip at the half. We came out. We like at halftime. We were straight. Like we thought we were straight. Like we started off sluggish. We gonna get it together. But
you got ugly.
Yeah, it got ugly. But I mean, you can't really do much, and that's the worst part when you can't really do nothing. You know what I mean? I couldn't as a receiver, dog. You need your feet. Yeah, I mean, like there's just nothing else you can do.
Yeah. So okay. So you lose. I mean, you guys highly decorated, one of the top 5 to 10 receivers in the country by, depending on whatever recruiting service that you use. And then we come to the decision. You should say this is like, y'all niggas is like LeBron and them. Nah, dog. I remember turning on ESPNU. They're like, yo, Damon Percy about to commit. Y'all niggas, this nigga's at AJ Gators. like, yo, who this dude? Like, all right, so let's talk about that.
We was actually at, there was a dude named Eric Coleman, his spot on the Boulevard. He used to be on the Boulevard, close to the Boulevard.
Okay.
But yeah, they welcomed us in, bro. We even had a dude drive all the way from Florida, from the University of Florida, some fans that came up there. And so, I mean, yeah, Beatty was just talking to us probably a couple weeks before. He was like, look, man, y'all need to start narrowing down y'all stuff and just.
Okay, so let's talk about that. All right. How do you get to, you talked about loving Jim Tressel, University of Miami at the practices. What makes you guys say, all right, we want to go to Miami? Was it a decision together, or was it just, yo, I'm going, and then you was like, oh yeah, I'm going there too? Like, how was that?
Oh, to Florida.
Yeah, when you guys committed to Florida.
So me and him we was talking one day, bro, and cause like you said, Betty was like, all right, y'all need to figure it out, start knowing your stuff, and then so I didn't want to be like a follower, you know what I mean? I didn't want to be like, all right, I'm gonna go where you go type deal. So P was like, all right, so where are you thinking about going? And I told him like, I'm really kind of feeling Florida, like, cause we went on a visit together. Our family went together, like his family, my family went on a visit. Like we had a great time there. You know what I mean? At Florida, like it was a night game. They played Tennessee. That's when Chris. That's when Chris Leak was there. Chris Leak was their quarterback. And bro, that was a crazy night game. That night game was, man, we didn't get out of there till about 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning at the game. Like we didn't get a chance to go out. But like just being in that stadium, dog. Like we sit next to each other like this, dog, and they scored. I couldn't even hear what he was saying. Like we talking to each other, we can't even hear. That's how loud it is. That's how like their vibe there was just it was just a dope football town. You know what I mean? You know it was a football town off jump. And I just respected it. It was SEC. Like you're gonna play the best of the best. So I was like, it was no brainer for me. You know what I mean? I get to go with P, be his roommate. You know what I mean? We can build from there, and we can just do what we do. You know what I mean? Keep like what we got going in Lansdowne, just straight to Florida. You know what I mean? Type deal. So that's how I felt about it. So he was like, yeah, man, I'm feeling Florida too. Like, well, let's do it. I mean, we just be a package deal and let's go ahead and get it on. Let's go. Yeah,
let's commit on national TV. All right? Sons of bitches. Let's commit on that. ESPNU. You know what I'm saying? That's love though. Okay, so now what's the change from, all right, I'm going to Florida. Let me open my recruitment back up, or is it, all right, now I know where I'm going to go? What happens from there?
So for me, it was kind of like, all right, I remember this too, because I was going to the rec. I was going to the rec. I was sitting in the parking lot, and I was telling my receiver coach, it was Billy Gonzalez. He the one that recruited us to Florida, and I was telling him like, look, man, I think I'm gonna open up my recruitment again. Blah 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 blah. And he was hot, like he was mad. So he called me. We started talking blah blah blah. But I just feel like I was talking to P, and I was like, "Yeah, man, you heard from the coaching staff lately?" He's like, "Yeah, man, they been talking to me every day." Blah blah blah. And I wasn't getting that. So I was like, I feel like, they kind of got who they wanted.
Yeah.
And me was a plus.
Yeah, it was a
plus, but it wasn't like they got their guy. You know what I mean? So to me, I felt like I was kind of slighted by that. You know what I mean? So I opened it back up and just to test the waters and see what was going on, see where I fit, took my little visits and see and who I, felt comfortable with.
So at that time now, who are you thinking? All right. Who are you thinking at that time?
At that time, I was thinking definitely Ohio State, because they had a lot of people. They had San Antonio
Holmes. And that played with the Colts, the white boy, Gonzalez.
No, I don't think was it Gonzalez there?
It had to be. Yeah.
I know Santonio Holmes, and I know Ted Ginn.
Ted Ginn was there.
Yeah, Ted Ginn was there. So Santonio was about to go.
Yeah, and Gonzalez was there. Yeah,
so he was about to leave. So he was like, "Hey man, you can fit right in. You can get number 4. I was 4. He was 4. You know what I mean? So I was gonna play after him. But when I went on my visit there,
I always wanted you to go to Ohio State too.
Yeah, it was like because like they said they don't have a lot of speed up there, but they got Ted Ginn. But like you said, it's like normally like power football up there. But so I thought about that too, man. Like you said, but like. Everything coming into fruition, you know what I mean? I sat down with Jim Tressel, and Jim Tressel used to be, he used to be like the coach, I think, Youngstown State or one of them like that, which is like HBCU. And I had put Hampton on my like top 5 or top something like that. He saw it, and he was like, let me tell you the reason why you shouldn't go to a HBCU or like a non-power 5 school. He was like, me coming from there, like they don't have the resources that you need for you to be the complete athlete or the best athlete that you can be.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And that's how he kind of what he explained to, because he came from it. You know what I mean? And I respected that. Because like looking at their facilities and then, looking at Hamptons or something like that, I was like, oh my God, like it's night and day. It's night and day. But yeah, man, like I opened it up, University of Miami was always there. Like always there, always was, I grew up a Miami fan. You know what I mean? Like I grew up a Miami fan, a Hurricane fan. Shoot, matter of fact, when the FSU recruiter came to see me at Atlanta, I either had a Kellen Winslow jersey. I want to say like I had a Kellen Winslow jersey, or I had a Devin Hester jersey on.
Okay.
One of them, I had a U jersey on when he came to see me at Lansdowne. But I was just through them. I really was looking at LSU, but I think like Katrina had hit, even though they said it wasn't around the city, like just hearing stuff from my family, they was like, you don't really know, how the city gonna recover or whatever the case may be. You don't know. So, it just came out of those. I don't know, too much about the in-state school. It wasn't like an in-state thing back then. You know what I mean? Like, it just, they was on some, they was running the ball a lot. Nobody was really opening it up. You know what I mean? Like we did. You know what I mean? Beatty was like kind of like ahead of his time. You know what I mean? Yeah. So in that case, I was like, man, I'm trying to get the ball. I want to go somewhere where I can kind of play, learn, and then, have some great coaches, man. Like, Coach Bowden is a great coach. Rest in peace. Coach Bowden, man, he came down, man. He came down to Great Steak. Remember the Great Steak across from military, yeah. Yep. Across from the Toys R Us. Yep. Yeah. So him and his whole coaching staff came down, man, and kicked ate some steak and had a great time, man. But they was like FSU was like the only college that talked to me about religion. And that kind of took me, I was like, Dad, nobody ever said nothing about that. Mm-hmm. But them. And I was like, you know what? Like, that's what I'm trying to grow in. That's what I want to, learn more about, and at the same time play football too. You know what I mean? So that kind of got me away from, kind of separated them from everybody else for me.
Okay. All right. So you make the decision, you go to Florida State. All right. Now we get to Florida State. What's that change? Of course, the change of speed, just everything. You're on your own now. You're a lot more, free time to to get into things. Nobody's over you. The parents ain't there. Like, what's that transition like from high school? Like you said, now you're at Power 5, where you know what I'm saying, like you said, the facilities, everything kind of at your beck and order. Like, what's that like?
I mean, it was all love, man. Like, excuse me. We had a big class, man. Like our freshman class, we had, I want to say about at least 15 people come in. So we was pretty deep and pretty cool with each other. So we kind of like tied into each other. Came in with like a great group of people, you know what I mean, from everywhere. Like you get in the top, you get in the top of the top. You need Mr. Florida, Mr. Texas. You get the best of the best when you go there, you know what I mean? So it was very competitive, which I love. I love competing every single day. Even in practice, bro, it was like we going at it, you know what I mean? So just being there, being away from my family, like they, just I think it's just how you raise too, you know what I mean? I had a great family, great mom and dad. They raised me right. It was like, so we locked in. Like I was there for football. You know what I mean? Like I'm there to play football, get my education. I was getting tomahawks on my helmet before I even was playing, just from, doing what I was supposed to do in school. You know what I mean? Like we went in there in the summertime. So I had once I started school, I went in there summer. Once we started school in the fall, I had about 6 to 8 credits already. Like I was on track to graduate in like 3 years. You know what I mean? So I was locked in, like focused, like laser focused, learning the playbook. Like I really wasn't worried about the other stuff too much. You know what I mean? Like I was really trying to get on that field. You know what I mean? Because we had the NCAA game come out. Like they didn't really have your name up there, but they had where you was from.
Yeah, we know who it was.
Yeah, they didn't have where you was from. They had your number. You know what I mean? They didn't really.
What was your ratings?
I don't know, but they had me starting. I was starting in the slot, and I forgot my rating was. But the cool thing about it was they had an HBCU up there. They had HBCUs up there too. So they had me and my brother was on the same game. So my brother was on the Hampton Jank, number 2, and then I was on the FSU. And then I think that was a Jank with the Reggie Bush cover.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So that was dope. I thought that was dope, man. Like just little stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And then like going into a football town where they really embrace the players, like, you know what I mean? Even the younger players, like they know you ain't balling yet, but they know you got the potential to do it, man. They pour into you, signing autographs everywhere. You go into like these events just for the players and alumni type deal. And it was a dope experience, man. It was a very dope experience, man.
What was Bobby Bowden like?
Bobby Bowden was,
rest in peace to the legend.
100%. He was a player's coach. You know what I mean? Like he would just pour into the guys. You thought he was, because of his age, he was kind of like, you would think like he's senile, he don't know what's going on, but it's kind of like the exact opposite. Like the dude, he knows everything that's going on around him.
So in that process, things, what starts to make you say maybe I need to leave? I remember you transferred. Like, so what transpired into making you say, I'm gonna leave Florida State and go to Hampton?
I mean, it was a lot of things, bro. Like, it was a lot of things, man. It was one, being impatient, because a lot of young guys don't like to wait. They don't like to wait their turn, man. It is like, and I think it depends on the coach too. Bobby Bowden's like an old school kind of coach, so it's like, hey, you get in the weight room, get you a couple years in the weight room, get on the field. You got to play behind these guys that have been doing it for years. You know what I mean? Which is respectable. But it's like, man, I'm a competitor. Like, I'm trying to play. Like, you know what I mean? I can help some way I can do it. But in a sense, it's like I was very impatient and mature. And then, I had my son. So I was like, man, that's what really was like, all right.
Okay.
Yeah, you really got to make like some legit decisions when it came down to that. So it was like, I wanted to be closer to him. It was kind of like, it was hard for him to come down to where I was at. You know what I mean? Everything was up in Virginia. So it was like, I just had to make it work, man. And I was kind of like just weighing my options because I really was about to go. Tech wanted me to come there. Even Coach Gonzalez wanted me to come back to Florida. I was going to try to do that, make that work somehow. But even Beatty was at West Virginia then. Okay. So I really was about to go to West Virginia with Beatty and them, but I messed that up. Like I messed that up bad. I was back home then, so I decided to leave. I decided to transfer. Well, I didn't even go to a school yet. I just decided to leave after the bowl game. Came home, trying to figure this stuff out. Got on the phone with Beatty. He was kind of coaching me up through the whole stuff. He was at West Virginia. Was going to try to get me there. I was trying to do a hardship with Virginia Tech so I could play right away, because then it wasn't like you couldn't like transfer. Yeah, you had to sit out. So even though I would have had a lot of years left, just red shirt, and would have had a lot of years left, but it was just like it just wasn't working out there. Something happened. I forgot what happened with that, but it just wasn't working out how I planned it. Maybe they didn't feel like they wanted to go through with it, but whatever. But so end up talking to Beatty, coaching me through it. He was like, look, man, just go to TCC, take these classes, and then we should be able to get you here by the summer. So I go there. Man, I've seen all the people in high school, like, that you never really talk to. You never, like, they in your class, you don't never mess with them. Like, and it's like, when I went there, it didn't fit. You know what I mean? It just didn't fit me. And then, like, I'm still trying to, you know, be a dad, go to school, not playing football. Like, it was.
I'm sure everybody's asking you, I thought you was at Florida State.
Yes.
Why are you here
looking,
at TCC? Like, yeah.
And, you know, you get the stares because I'm just, you know, I'm a loner. I be just going to class, getting them out of there. People looking like, hey, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And so it was weird for me. It was like it was a tough situation for me. You know, trying to balance everything. Like, I'm a 19-year-old kid. I'm trying to raise a kid. I'm a kid my damn self. I'm the youngest, you know, of all my siblings, and I'm trying to raise a kid at the same time. But it's like trying to go to school, trying to figure this stuff out because I don't really know about this transferring stuff, and you know, because my brother before me, he played football, but he wasn't transferring everywhere and doing all this stuff like that. So we didn't really know like all these NCAA rules and all this stuff like that. So, but even so, you know, Beatty said, hey, look, take these classes so we, you know, you can blah blah blah, and then you can transfer in to West Virginia. So I go on a visit to West Virginia. I'm like, damn, like this is far. It's like 5 hours. These roads, it's like on the mountains. Like even the campus is like mountains.
Is TJ there or is he at Hampton already?
I think he's at Hampton already.
Okay.
I think he's at Hampton.
Okay.
Already. Yeah, because when I went there, Beatty, because Beatty was with him at Hampton.
At Hampton, you're right.
So Beatty was with him at Hampton. So yeah, because I think I want to say I think it was either Tavon Austin or what's the other one?
Noel Devine.
Noel Devine was there.
Okay.
So Noel Devine was there. It was a tall receiver too, light skinned dude. I forgot his name, but he was pretty good. That was when I was there too. When I got there, so I'm at the practices. I'm watching them. You know,
that's the dude that died.
The tall.
Is that him? Did he go to West Virginia?
Which one? I don't
know. Chris Henry.
I'm not talking about him.
Okay.
I know you're talking about.
Okay.
I know you're talking about.
Okay.
I'm talking about him, bro. But yeah, so I go there for a visit. Man, it was dope. Everything was good. Like it was just, you know, out in the boonies, cold, whatever the case may be. I didn't really care at this point. So I end up going back home, blah, blah, blah. TCC stuff is not working out for me. I'm hanging out with my people now. I'm back home. Like, I'm just living. You know what I mean? Not really taking care of what I'm supposed to be doing. So it was probably the first time I got chewed out by my brother. Like, he chewed, man. Because I was flunking all my classes, doing stupid stuff. He called me, cursed me out. Like, bro, you about to mess up this opportunity. Beatty been looking out for you, da-da-da-da. And I just sat there. I didn't even know what to say. Like, I couldn't say nothing.
Yeah, he was right.
Yeah, and I knew then. Like I jacked up. Like I messed up a great opportunity to go there and play. I still played at D1 school, even though I transferred or whatever the case may be. And then I end up just after that, everything kind of cooled down. I couldn't go to West Virginia no more. Everything kind of cooled down. Trying to get places, it just wasn't working out type deal. So I ended up talking to my brother. Got with Coach Rose and try to see what it was like at Hampton, see if, just see what happens. And it was some kind of rules that he was able to get me in, and it was like, hey, look, we can get you in, blah, blah, blah. And like, he got me in there. I was like, I'm straight, man. I'm home. I'm right here. I ain't too far, and I'll be straight. So.
Okay, so initially, right, is it a humbling experience coming from where you came from? Now, like you said, I was at somewhere where I had all these facilities, I had everything, meal program, what I'm saying, unlimited dining, and now you're at an HBCU that Trussell had talked to you about. What's that like?
It's a different world, man. It's a different world, but you start to see the whole process of the facilities and people pouring back into the programs, and it's just not the same in these other D1 schools. That's the big separation. They just don't have it, man. Like, even though they might have great coaches, they might have good people, good alumni, they just don't have the resources to really build these programs like they want to. You know what I mean? So it's a different like Kellum right now got a better facilities than a lot of these HBCUs. I know when we were at Hampton, the stuff they got now, way better, way better. So it's just I don't know why what we could do to kind of make it better or whatever, but it's just how it is for real. Like, it's got way more money to be able to put stuff on there.
Like, you mentioned family a lot, right? And I always just, sat back and I commended. Like, you've been talking about, your son and everything, but you've been with the same woman since you were middle school.
Yeah.
Marry her, children, family. Like, let's speak to that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's beyond football. Like, now being a dad, being a father, being a husband. Like,
yeah. Nah, she's dope, man. My wife is really dope, man. Very supportive, everything I'm doing. Kind of like the backbone to this family. Kind of kept me like on the straight and narrow, getting right. Just does a lot for the family, like to really keep it going. Like she's dope one. You know what I mean? Just like a dope woman in general. You know what I mean? Great, come from a great family. Just great career woman. On her stuff all the time. Like, just kind of make me on my stuff, you know what I mean, on my game all the time. Gotcha. Like she don't slack in anything that she does. Just unconditional love for the kid, man. The kids love her, we love her. Like she's a dope female. Great role model for my daughters. Like you really just can't ask for more. You know what I mean? She's a dope person, and I've known her since I've been trying to get her since I was like in elementary. Like you say, middle. It was like elementary, dog. Like I got an eye for talent.
Hey, look. So it's funny. I seen some on the internet today, and I was like, "This is so dope." Lil Dame had posted something. I think it said he was at a camp, and it was talking about how they were ready to start interviewing him and starting the recruiting process, and it was like we found out only that his dad used to be a 4-star recruit. Like, so that's dope to me. Like, now that you watch your son, Junior. You know what I'm saying? Play the same position you play. You know what I'm saying? So what's that like? And you get to coach him.
Yeah, that's dope, man. Like it's dope because it comes back full circle. You know what I mean? It's like everything that you wanted, like you can give them. You can. I never really had like nobody kind of go through the recruiting process. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like tell you where to go through it, and really know how it goes. But now I've been through all of that. You know what I mean? I've been through all of the ups and downs, and I can show him exactly what needs to happen for you to get to where you want to go. But he's doing it on his own. You know what I mean? Like you said, the dude had to find out. Now, I saw the dude, I was recording the dude doing the interview, but I'm not gonna go up to him and
for sure. For sure.
He had to put in the work in order to get recognized for him to do that. You know what I mean? Like, so he's doing it the right way. I stay back. You know what I mean? Like, I stay back, I just let him do his thing, man. Like he's got it. He's got that it factor. You know what I mean? That like you really can't explain it. Like people just
all players know.
You know what I mean? They just like they cling to him. They respect him, even though he's younger. They respect him. Like he gonna put in the work, dog. And like I think it's just he just been like that ever since he been little, man. Like he just been ready to go.
Okay. Before we get out of here today, right? A few people been on the show. We've had some lists. That everybody got their top 5. We talked about receivers, and I just, I almost got to throwing blows with my guys. Like, they're just like, no, y'all fucking crazy. Like, so who's your top 5 receivers?
See me,
and don't give me no list saying, "Oh, I'm not gonna put myself." No, fuck that. Give me your top 5, dog.
Oh man, so
I need the order.
Damn, order 2?
Yeah, I need the order.
Man.
Just give me the top 5 that Beatty coached. Like, so from that Salem, the last time.
Because that's what I grew up
we just go there. Yeah, we're just gonna go there. I just want those. Give me those 5. Give me those 5.
Okay, so I'm gonna go longevity wise.
It could be however you look at it.
Marquette McDaniel.
So he's 1.
I would say 1.
Okay.
I would say 1. HBCU. CFL.
It's probably gonna be a Hall of Fame.
NFL draft. Like you got to remember, like he was in the NFL Combine.
Denver.
Right? Yeah, he was in the NFL Combine. Yeah. Like, you know how hard it is to do that at an HBCU back then before Dion came to this. You know what I mean? Like, so he been doing this.
They had some guys too, man. The Hampton team.
Lonzo Coleman,
some guys.
Jerome Mathis.
Yeah, they had some guys.
Jerome Mathis, one like the fastest dude in the
and the linebacker played for a while.
Yes, Durant.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, Justin Durant.
Justin Durant. Yep. They had a squad, And so I would say him.
So all right, so Marquay McDaniel number 1.
Yes.
All right, who's 2?
2, I would say Pete. I would say definitely
P's 2.
P's 2.
Okay.
Definitely. I like Zon. I like Zon Burden, man. I grew up on Zon Burden,
Okay.
man.
So Zon's 3.
I seen Zon at Tallwood mark somebody in the end zone and just stand over him like this, like that's like that's kind of stuff, dog. Like it's just like that's dope to me. Like
now coaching at the University of Duke.
100%.
Right.
Like doing this thing, like that was dope to me. Him, Zon. Definitely, I'm gonna go. Definitely Jerm. I'm gonna go Jerm.
So Jerm Gilchrist 4.
Go Jerm. Definitely Jerm. But see, I'm gonna go. I like Mike. I'm gonna go Mike Mayers.
So you're not top 5.
That's not that. You know that ain't me, man. That's not me. Like, see me, I never really cared about lists and all that stuff. You know what I mean? Like,
I got you.
I just go out and play G. I'm trying to win championships. You know what I mean? That's what we were trying to do. I didn't really care about the solo stats.
So you go Mike 5.
Yeah, I do Mike.
Okay.
I like Mike game. I really do like Mike game, though. Mike was, like you said, just like me, like Jerm, undersized. Mm-hmm. Just get it done, dog. Like we just got a chip on our shoulder, G.
Yeah, you ain't had a little fun with me. I thought you would spice this shit up. Leave somebody off the list so they can talk shit.
Yeah, I ain't gonna put myself out there, man. I respect them dudes, man. I grew up watching them dudes, man. They always came before me, but yeah.
All right, I'm gonna do this and then we out.
Yeah.
If I need 2 wide receivers, right, but they gotta be brothers. Is it the Mayers brothers or the McDaniels brothers?
Yeah, that's a good question, bro. But I'm gonna go with the McDaniel brothers.
Okay.
All day. I'm gonna go with them.
Okay. I would have too.
Even though, hey.
No, dog.
Don't sleep on Lil Nick,
it's
bro.
no disrespect.
Don't
like
sleep on Lil Nick, yeah.
I played I played with Mike.
Track with them.
Pause.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. I was, you know what I'm saying? And then I watched Lil Nick.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He was a freshman and I still seen him like, it's no disrespect.
Yeah. No disrespect.
But I just,
Yeah. No, they dope, man. Like, and that's the thing, but it's so much talent that was on that team. Like, we played like
it's
Lil
crazy.
Nick. We knew Lil Nick was up next. Like, we knew.
No, and we be like just like when TJ said, y'all be forgetting about Pook. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I don't forget about Pook.
But I'm just saying, but because like he don't go on that receiver list with them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or maybe just because he didn't get the numbers that they would. Yeah. But you know what I mean? He don't belong on that list. But Pook was
like
that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But Pook was more like a corner, corner safety type. But
you know what I mean.
But like you're saying, he could have done it. He definitely could have done it. But
because he make you miss in the fumbles.
Yeah, but like but he was a solid dude too, and he could run, like he could bounce out of man. Pook was dope too.
Well, man, I appreciate you dropping in on me, man. It took 2 years. It took 2 years though. You supposed to be like episode 5, 4.
Hey man, I was at GJ. I was supposed to go in G, man. I was supposed to go in G.
But man, I appreciate it. I'm gotta come check out some Western Branch games, man. And,
man, 100%. Western Branch, man. Hey, we're expecting big things this year, man. Big things.
Y'all got foot hung in y'all this year. Hey, dog, freedom.
Yo, why you talking about old stuff?
Woo.
No, freedom was like that.
They're gonna win it again this year.
Freedom's like that.
They're gonna beat Highland Springs for the state championship this year.
Freedom is like that. I ain't gonna lie.
Market. Freedom over Highland Springs by 14.
By 14. I don't know, man. Highland Springs, that looked good last year. I went to that championship game against Boyd, bro.
I know.
They deep.
That freedom shit crazy, man.
It is, bro. They was like that. And they was young, too. Their quarterback probably was like...
The running back's a sophomore.
Yes, bro. But
like, they loaded.
There.
The whole line come back.
Oh, no. I think your boy left from... he was a D lineman. I think he went to coach.
I'm talking about the O-line.
O-line, yeah.
The whole line.
He did both. He played both.
But, okay. I bring back 4 starters on the state championship O-line. We rolling. We rolling. And I bring about all the skills.
Yo, that quarterback was probably like 5'7" and was slinging that J, bro. Bro, he was crazy, bro.
DLC,
Yeah, brother.
a.k.a. Boy.
Yes, sir.
Shot clock.
Yeah.
My dog.